Hello there, this is David from David Books and Comics, and what you're looking at here is a coverless copy of Batman number 46, published way back in 1948. It's coverless. This is a facsimile dust jacket, or a facsimile cover. And it says published in Canada. The original Batman number 46 would have marked here on the corner 52 pages. This one is actually, with the front and back cover, is 36 pages. All of the Canadian editions, and there's I think about 8 or 9 of them that were published in Canada, are 36 pages, so they're a lot shorter than the American. This issue is interesting. So the company that published this in Canada is this company here. It says a Superman publication, DC. That's the publisher. According to the comic book database, the publisher was called National Publications Incorporated, I believe. What's interesting about this also is Bob Kane's claim. The claim that he made, and it is a legitimate claim, that he that he created Batman, but what's true is that he co-created Batman with Bill Finger. And we know this because Bill Finger was one of the main co-creators, and he was the ideas man behind Bob Kane. In his book, that's Bob Kane's book, called Batman and Me, which I'll show a picture of, you will see inside the book how he made a claim. If you have access to the book, he made a claim to the creation of the Batman character, and he'll state the influences, things like Zorro and the adventure movie serials that he saw as a kid. But he also makes a claim that many believe to be apocryphal and even false, that he was influenced by Leonardo da Vinci's image of this flying machine and this man hooked up to this flying machine, basically in the shape of a bat. And he makes the claim in that book that he was influenced by that image. Many believe that that's an apocryphal, or as I said, an even false claim. In the documentary Batman and Bill, it is respectfully refuted by the filmmaker. Now, what's important about this issue that was published back in 1948, both in the United States and Canada, is the story, and it's called Batman, the Batman History for God, and that's the first story in this issue. And I believe in the original publication, it's the third story. The art on the cover, this is a facsimile cover, as I said, was done by a guy named Win Mortimer, a ghost artist. So Bob Kane did use a lot of ghost artists in those early years. The interior art was by Dick Sprang and Charles Paris. And I think this is Dick Sprang's work on this story, and in the second story in the publication. So as you'll see, this is kind of a proto-origin of Batman. And what you'll see in the story is a kind of time travel fantasy story of where Batman goes into the past. So just flip the page and we'll see the beginnings. So how he travels into the past, he comes across Professor Nichols, who's a recurring character in the stories, in the Batman adventures. And he talks about a particular event. And Professor Nichols, what he does, as in here, is he hypnotizes Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson, Batman and Robin, where they go into the past, basically into medieval Italy, Milan, and they encounter Leonardo da Vinci, and that's him there. They basically come to his rescue. They get in their Batman costume and Batman and Robin costumes and rescue. And here we begin to see where Leonardo starts to create his contraption, his flying machine. And basically he's in conflict with this guy, who's kind of the villain of the piece. And here is where we see the image of the flying machine, which Bob Kane would later claim was the major influence on his creation, on his image of Batman. And there we see a flying machine here and here. And the time travel story basically ends. There's Da Vinci right there. And Batman and Robin just fade back into the present, as we see here. Right, and then there's the other story. It's called State Trooper, a special crime feature. And it's a short 6-page adventure, and then you have another, and this is another story in the book. It's called The Big House Chaplain. It takes place in a prison. And again, the artist is Charles Paris. All right, so that's the end of the story. Okay, and that's how the story ends. And that's how the story ends. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this little look at the past. And it is a proto-origin, the story that appears here, the Batman that history forgot. It's a proto-origin of the Batman. That's what's interesting about this comic book. And again, remember to give that like, the thumbs up thing. Thanks everyone for your subscriptions and your comments. And feel free to share. All right, thanks. Bye.